Hey guys, today we're gonna tear into something that was sent to me that I'm really excited about. So let's check out what new technology has to offer us. Anker Solix EverFrost 2 electric cooler. Cooling even longer, even faster. Hang tight, because this thing looks pretty darn cool. And remember, if you don't like this size, they got 24 quart all the way up to 61 quart. So different size options. Folks, keeping your stuff good for an entire weekend on one charge. I'm talking like 3.5 days. It's time, let's tear into this thing. And remember guys, thumbs up if you guys appreciate news and awareness, prepping tips, and the occasional review. All right guys, that's what she looks like when you open up the top. Everything's very well protected by all the foam. You can see it, everything's got a place. There she is, fresh out of the box. Man, this looks like a doozy. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Anker Solix, but they've been around and they're all about living in power, whether it's your home, power stations, and even coolers. And they have a reputation of being around and having substantial growth. We're talking about 2.4 billion in 2023. So you don't have to worry about getting a crazy deal on some knockoff thing that's not going to last a long time and a company that's not going to take care of you. A little credibility, they've got 99% positive feedback on Amazon. Since they're so big and have been around, they have industry-leading charging and battery technologies. So you don't have to be worrying about getting some outdated stuff that was from technology 5 years ago. And before I forget, when these guys send me these type of things, I always ensure a really good discount code for you guys. In this case, $100 off this bad boy. So whether you want to check this thing out even in more detail, or you've been waiting for the right one, there'll be a link in the top of the description and the pinned comment. Now, as you can see, I've got it plugged into same company, an Anker power station. You can be on the go, out camping, surviving an emergency with power outages, and get this plugged into a solar panel or a power station to charge the battery that's already going to keep your stuff frozen for over 3 days. This whole system is incredibly ideal, and I'm going to show you some more cool stuff. Now, a lot of us don't have a grocery store right around the corner, or you go to a farmer and have to pick up some frozen meat. Now, before this one, we had a smaller one, not near as nice as this one. And I'm telling you, these things are crazy ideal when you go to the grocery store. You don't have to worry about time. You don't have to worry about getting your frozen stuff or your cold stuff home, especially in a hot climate. You can have this thing in the back of your soccer mom van, which was our case, and do a full day of grocery shopping, go hang out with your friends, have a coffee date, and not stress about getting your stuff back to the refrigerator or freezer. For example, right here, you got your favorite beef in the world that you don't want to go bad. You've got your beefalo that you picked up from your buddy that has a farm, lamb chops from the other farm. You got your salmon fillets, your venison burger. You're ready for a serious camping trip even. And that's just the freezer side. Your Amish butter and all your condiments. Now I'm outside because I want you guys to see the beautiful surroundings. I've got it charging right now on this Anker power station, which I've done a video on. I'll put a link in the description for that in case you guys haven't picked one of those up yet. But right here, this is not gonna show great in this light, but let me just show you. You can see the temperature right there. Now let me add that this thing will cool to 32 degrees in 15 minutes. Right here you can see you've got your DC input, which I've got it plugged into the power station, or you can plug it into a wall. You've got solar input right behind there. You want to run solar. You know, you want to get the solar panels out and be super off grid. This right here is the compartment, and there's your battery. You see you've got an IQ USB. You've got a battery indicator right there. You've got a C port that can be accessed through these little rubber grommets that peel off. Now over here, you've got an extra storage, whatever you want in there, your cords or whatever, or you can have a secondary battery that's charged up and ready to go. And it's all secured underneath this nice little panel. Like I said, you've got right there, and you can plug in your phone. or your tablet or your camera gear. The other thing I'll mention is this thing has Bluetooth, so you can imagine all the capabilities that it has with that. How about this? Nobody's gonna complain about a bottle opener. You've got this attachment right here for an extension for another table right here, which is actually pretty handy. And I'm telling you folks, it is cold. It is already freezing in there. Man, frost, flow, air cooling, that's pretty darn cool. So let me take a minute to go over a couple key features on this thing that I may have missed. So remember, this thing is larger than most things. This one's 61 quart, large capacity, dual zone, meaning you got the one side that you can have frozen and the other side could just be a refrigerator, dual compartment design. This thing is gonna last longer than anything that I've seen on the market. 3.2 days of ultra long battery life, 1.88 times longer than EverFrost 1. Yeah, this thing's almost twice as good as the last one. And you heard me when I said this thing cools fast, even faster. Frost flow, air cooling technology, quick cooling in 15 minutes. I'm talking about 15 minutes, your stuff will be ice cold frozen. And let me add that there's a bunch of other accessories you can get, like extra batteries. You can get wheels for the beach for going in the sand, and extra tables and all kinds of stuff. I know some of you guys are thinking, well, how big is this thing? I see it in the video, but how big is it? Right there in the left photo, you can see all of the size dimensions: 18 wide, 19.4 tall, 38.8 long, and you got 61 quarts of massive capacity. Tons of refrigerated and freezer room. Now again, if this guy's too big, I'm telling you, having one half this size is still equally as cool in the back of your car. And right here you can see that they've got a 24 quart, a 42 quart, and a 61 quart. Now real quick, if you guys had this unit, what would you use it for? Put it down in the comments. Would you use it for camping? Would you use it for road trips? Would you use it for backup security if the power went out? Would you use it for the beach? Let me know down in the comments. I'm real curious. And also, if you think this thing is cool, go ahead and hit the thumbs up so I know you guys like it. Let me show you guys another really cool image. So this thing's ever even and precise cooling with frost flow. So you guys can see how this thing works. Fast flow reduces warm spots with precision, creating for a variance of only 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And on the right, you can see the difference. You can see that enjoying the deep chill at 100% storage, since it's ice-free, there's no mess. Now look, the only thing I'm gonna need some ice for is some drinks. Otherwise, we all know that ice takes up a lot of room, and by the end of the day, your sandwich is soggy. Now I said this thing had charging ports on it. That's pretty cool. We're talking about fast charge your devices and power them for days via 60-watt USB-C and 12-watt USB-A ports. That is, your camera will charge 18 times, your phone will charge 19 times, your laptop 4 times, and your speakers 6 times. How fast does this thing charge? Well, right here in this picture, you can see that the 100-watt solar panel, which I actually have it, I think, up at my dad's house because he's always testing my equipment. With that 100-watt solar panel, it's gonna charge in 3.6 hours, which is really cool. I love being self-sufficient, especially when you're on the beach or camping or wherever. Even for emergency preparedness, like, it is really ideal. If you use a 95-watt wall outlet, 3.6 hours. If you're using the car socket, 3.6 hours. And if you're using a USB-C cable, it'll be charging in around 5.5 hours, which to me, running this bad boy, pretty darn fast. Some of you, I know you're just like, well, how many charges am I gonna get out of this battery? 3,000 life cycles out of this battery. And like I said, it's got Bluetooth, so you got that whole option at your fingertips. It's also got EverVersatile with 3 cooling modes in the Anker app, and that's max mode when you need to chill things fast, that's 15 minutes. You can also put it on smart mode, which will auto balance the energy consumption and cooling performances. And of course, like all things modern, eco mode for maximum runtime on long trips. That means it's gonna run 13 hours extra. So like I said, if you're like me, we're definitely gonna be throwing it in the back of the SUV, and it's gonna be back there most of the time. And you can always top off the battery in the car with the car socket. Because for us, these type of things are extremely handy, and it takes a lot of pressure off when you're going to stores, keeping things cold, whether it's a beach day, a mountain day, camping trip, long road trip. You don't waste any more money on ice, you don't take up any more room with ice, and you don't get soggy biscuits. So do yourself this. Picture yourself in one of these scenarios where you're camping, fishing, on a road trip, or just surviving a crazy storm. And we've all seen those lately. Would this type of unit be an upgrade in your life? So again, I'll be using this thing more than you can shake a stick. And if it's something that you guys think that you need or want or is on your wish list, remember our community only has a $100 discount code in the top of the description and the pinned comment. And for you guys that are spec nuts out there, here's some specs on this thing so you guys can take a screenshot or pause it and take a look at that. And for comparison type folks, a couple of the other top units in this field, and you guys can see part of the name blocked out, but I'm sure half of you that have researched this type of stuff know exactly who they are. And this particular unit blasts them all out of the water. And as always, if you guys share this out, help it reach more people, definitely helps out the channel. Don't forget to hit the like if you found this informative. And as always, I'll be doing a product review here and there, especially ones like this where I know they're very, very practical and useful for those of us that have emergency preparedness type mindsets, and we like to go out and have some fun too. If you're brand new here, like I said, we do emergency preparedness type videos, news awareness. If you like staying up to date, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so it lets you know when I come out with a new video, because I got a lot coming down the pipe. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.